Today is February 16th, 2011, and exactly last year on 2010, February 16th, a man named Dylan had jumped from the Forever 21 building in San Francisco. Many of you in the Bay Area might have heard about it last year, and I was going to post a video up last year, but I got the very next day I ended up finding out about the Ford Fiesta, and I had to prepare for that, and I took off to LA doing that project. And it was also an excuse, I guess you could say, because it's been very hard for me to even look at this footage. Today is the first time I've actually looked at the footage since last year, and I just finally put it together. So it's about time that get the word out and help, prevent. Can't help prevent suicides, 100%, but at least it can get a message out there that people can understand, that people do need help, and this is something that's very serious that is happening every day. And Dylan's mother contacted me. Throughout the whole year we've been in contact with each other, and this morning I received a long email, and it hasn't been easy for her at all, but this is something she wants as well. And also the San Francisco PD had contacted me. The lieutenant wants to use this video to help train their negotiators how to handle a situation like this better, because there was a lot of complaints that day that it definitely wasn't handled properly. This video will show that. This video about to see will explain all that, and there's no footage of the jump, don't worry about it, but it is still hard to watch. Wow. Right now I'm still in a little shock. About maybe 4 hours ago or so, a man jumped from the building. I'm still in the office. I was here about to start editing the footage from the massive San Francisco pillow fight that I filmed a few days ago, actually on Valentine's Day. I was putting together a story because I was journalizing that, and I just went to go take a break after eating some leftover sushi. And I go downstairs and start filming the dancers, the turf dancers. They know me. I'm always filming them. And I was just talking to them about some of the other videos we were working on. And next thing you know, I hear somebody say, "Don't do it." We look up, and I see a guy standing up on the top floor, the very last floor of an apartment window, in just his shorts, no shirt on. And I just went over there and started filming. Just before that, actually, they were just wrapping up filming a Verizon commercial. At first I thought it was a trauma crew, so a lot of other people figured maybe the guy was part of the set. So I just started filming, like, oh, this is going to be a cool movie scene. That's what I thought, because there was a professional camera there, the red, and I was filming and taking some pictures of the actors, and then as soon as they wrapped up, I said, oh, okay, it's a wrap. But then there's a guy standing there like, well, if it's a wrap, maybe there's another camera. So several of us that were standing there were looking around like, is he jumping, or is there another camera? We started looking around. There's no other camera, no other camera crew. So maybe he is not an actor. Maybe this is for reals. So when I saw the reaction of the actors, I started even taking pictures of the actors and the actress and the whole film crew for that Verizon commercial. They were all looking up, and they looked all shocked. I'm like, okay, this is serious. And then a cop behind me says, "Get the heck down from there," or something. I don't know. He just yelled out to the guy, but he didn't seem convincing enough. He didn't yell out loud enough, and what I should have been filming these people. I was just being respectful by not filming the couple that was next to me. They said to the other cop, "Oh yeah, we see this all the time. We're cops too," but they were off duty, And the other cop, the off-duty cop, was kind of laughing. He's like, "He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it." He was just like, "Yeah, I kind of want to." He's like, "He's just wasting our time. Get it over with." He kept saying, "If you're off-duty cop, do something about it." It's like, yeah, you know, the cop behind me that was in uniform, he's saying, "Oh, this happens all the time." You know, he's not gonna do it. If he does, you know, he's just like, big deal if he does it or not. That was his whole attitude. There was over 20 cops in the area, and they weren't trying at all hardly. And I was just looking around observing this. Of course, I'm filming and taking pictures of this because I obviously see what's happening. And I was just very disappointed. And then today afterwards, and of course the guy jumped. I can't believe I still had the camera on him. I was just like this. The sound of it, you don't even want to know. I'm not going to show the footage. I'm not going to show the footage at all. I don't want nobody even see the footage. It was horrible.
Sweet Christ, he actually jumped.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I think he did.
I can't get the image out of my head. I don't even want to watch the footage. Matter of fact, I should probably just delete the footage. It was just horrible. Yeah, and he didn't make it. You know, and I don't even describe the details of what he looked like. It was that bad. In the movies, we see in the movies growing up, they always got the net and the big aired up safety thing that the fall, you know, with the target. You see that in all the movies, TV shows, FBI shows. But that's just TV. I just witnessed today, 4 hours ago, I witnessed reality. That doesn't happen. And they had plenty of time, 50 minutes. If someone's standing there for 50 minutes on television, I don't know how long how long does it take on television for a negotiator. They're like that. They got the safety net there right there, and they catch the guy if they're lucky. Or they convince the guy for not doing it. This guy obviously needed help. In movies, they'll probably be screaming and you are saying something or look nervous. This was reality. The guy was calm.
He's gonna jump over the rail, like, you know what I'm talking about? I think he's gonna jump over the rail.
That man really
he didn't jump
died.
over the rail. I thought he just.
Oh my
fucking God!
God.
He just jumped.
Which story was he at?
He jumped off the top.
I just feel real scared and very anxieties, and I felt my whole body shaking because I never seen anything like this before. It was very horrifying and very. We just said a prayer for him. We just said a prayer. Said a prayer for him.
Oh, my name Phil, man. Feel me? We usually dance out here, bud, and we damn, bud, it's pandemonium right now. There's all these people out here, man, and out of towners and all the shit, bud, and they just witnessed some other ass shit.
We stood there for about an hour.
Okay, about an hour.
And then, yeah, for at least an hour. Then, all of a sudden, you just jump and start going like this, and bam, you hit the ground.
Was he talking at all?
No,
Just up there?
no, you couldn't hear nothing. You know, with all the people around, jump.
I witnessed that a guy just jumped off the building. It's so scary, you know. It's like you can't imagine that happening to another person. Like,
For real.
that's scandalous.
Somebody
like,
commit suicide in front of your face, like you would never really see that. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't feel like dancing right now.
Something out of a movie or some shit. Like,
Yeah,
I
just
don't know.
smash his
Like,
face. Like, I pray for him, you know.
What were y'all doing before he did?
we was dancing.
We was dancing.
That's what we was doing. We was dancing. But then he just got up on there and just jumped.
Basically, we were just filming a commercial, Powell Street Bart, and we looked up and there was a guy up there on probably the 5th floor, just hanging out for about 30 minutes. Out on the windowsill, and unfortunately, after some time, he decided to end his life, and he jumped.
I can't even explain it.
You don't feel like dancing no more, right?
I can't even bust a move.
I'm disappointed because there were several cops just kind of just standing there, and they said, "Get off there!" One of the cops said, "Oh, this happens all the time out here. It's just you know, they don't actually do it." So I guess the cops didn't really take him serious, and more people started crowding. He was standing there for a long time. I was like, why aren't they trying to negotiate? They did say there was somebody on their way to negotiate it, but obviously they didn't get there fast enough. But I think the cops in the city of San Francisco need to start getting more training of how to do negotiations themselves, because when you have somebody jumping from a building, you don't get enough time to be able to talk them out of it. One of the guys down there, he's a rapper, you know, he was saying that the guy, he remembered him. So just before I came down there, the guy had obviously came down. He said he asked for a cigarette. He seemed calm. He didn't seem like it was anything wrong with him, but they thought it was strange. They saw him take his clothes off. So he took all his clothes off and left his clothes with the vendors that were selling like beads and necklaces and stuff. And then he just disappeared. And that was that. They're like just wondering, why is this guy walking around no shoes and no clothes, just, you know, some kind of swim trunks that look like. And then next thing you know, they see the guy up there. Say, hey, that's the same guy. He's up there, you know. So then he jumped. And that was that. So we found out. We went and walked around and found out the guy lives up there, and it's happening a lot. You know, based off my interviews today, it's something that happens almost every day, and of course it's not talked about on the news. They can't do that, and I understand that. But what are they doing about it? I don't think they're doing enough about it. So I really want to do whatever I can to help prevent it. It shouldn't happen anymore. I know it's going to always happen, but at least reduce it. But if there's a way to stop it, get the message out, please help me when I finish this video. When I do post it, hopefully sometime this week, please repost it, get it out there, because the message is not going to be clear to anybody, and you know, people, the economy, you know, that's what I want to find out. What is it that's making people want to jump from the Golden Gate Bridge? Over 1,200 people jumped from the Golden Gate Bridge. Jumping from that bridge and hitting that water is like, I probably witnessed what it's like hitting that concrete. It was probably the same result, and it needs to stop, and the city needs to take it serious instead of just standing around waiting for it, because they figured, oh, just another guy. The guy lived in the, you know, and it wasn't, usually they'll say, oh, just another homeless guy is what I normally hear from people. This guy obviously has a lot of money. That was a very expensive loft. He was living in a loft. We don't know who he is. I don't know. I'm still investigating, trying to figure out what that is. But it shouldn't happen to nobody, no matter if they're poor, rich, or what. Everybody. The guy, maybe he lost his job. I don't know. He lives in that nice loft. Something happened, you know. And he might have was looking for help. I mean, 50 minutes, plenty of time. And he seemed to wait until the crowd got bigger. Once the crowd got bigger, he just jumped. It was so much time. I'm thinking he had his window was open. He could have closed his window, but his window was open, as if maybe he was hoping someone would come and grab him. But his window, he could have easily closed it to prevent that happening, but his window was wide open. They didn't get to him on time. By the time they got to the building, he jumped. They took their time. So we gotta make a change. So there's a reason for me to be there, you know. And I feel, you know, I gotta. God has another plan for me, and I know I got my films. I got my own issues I'm dealing with as well. But I gotta forget about my own problems and find ways like this to help others, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna pray tonight, and I need to start going to church. I always go to church, but lately I haven't been going. I've been busy with my own world, but I think that was a message. God was like, hey, you know, God knows that what I do, I like to tell stories, so I had to use this and share this story, not my story, but a story, everyone's story, to prevent this from happening again.